Welcome to the Josh Bolton Show, where we dive into interesting and inspiring conversations. And now, your host, Josh Bolton.
So, Mark, before we even get started, do you want to tell me a little about your company and what you do?
Yeah, what we have right now is an AI-powered women's health assistant, and which is very close to my heart. For me, it's a labor of love because I've been married for 10 years and I've seen my wife experience excruciating pain every month for a couple of days. So this was a solution for her in the first place. And then later on, we developed it somehow for everyone, every person who's menstruating to use that. So it's very close to my heart. And sometimes they ask question, why as a male you care about this? Because it really resonates with me as a partner. And I believe that Fem-care, Femtech is not just females' thing, it is people's thing. And it doesn't affect 50% of the society, it affects 100% of us. Either I am menstruating or I have a loved one who is menstruating. So either I am menstruating or I have a loved one who's menstruating. And as we speak, there are more than 2.2 billion people around the world menstruating, and 75% of them, they experience mild to acute pain. And almost all of them experience emotional and psychological discomfort because of hormonal imbalance. So this is something that can help people all around the world in the US. And I'm so happy to be part of the team.
That's awesome. So did you design it or did you have a team under you help with that too?
We almost started 2 years ago as an engineer myself. At that time, I was working on a different product line. We had a couple of $1 million in sales. At some point, I decided to hire a business manager for the other product line and put 100% of my focus on this one. I hired 2 PhDs, electronic and mechanical engineer, to help me to design a wearable. The wearable that you see is like 1 inch by 1 inch. The thickness is half an inch. Gets connected to a pad. It's a non-invasive solution that whenever I'm on my period, put it under the belly or on your back, go to work, and whenever cramps hurt, it just does its magic. It automatically detects the cramp and also mutes it. That was the first version. We went to a CES Expo in Las Vegas to pre-launch the product and met with thousands of people. One of the people that I met was a Fem-care manager of P&G, Procter & Gamble, for 22 years. And she told me, look, if you want to have a future, focus on consumer behavior. And that's what we did. We built an app for the wearable. And while doing that, noticed that, wow, we can do much, much more with being a software company, with being a SaaS solution than just a hardware and wearable. So that was the reason that we did pivot to be AI-powered women's health assistant.
You know, honest, I might just be really oblivious to the industry. This is the first I've heard of the female care tech industry.
There are a couple of solutions out there for period tracking, like Flow and Glow, Clue. There are a couple of solutions out there. But honestly, as you mentioned, the market has been really underserved and underfunded for so long. We see a movement since a year ago, 2 years ago, that investors, VCs, are investing more and more in this space, and hopefully we will see more and more businesses and solutions and inventions for femtech and Fem-care in general.
That's impressive. Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking, because I'm like, this is a very niche, but it's a potent industry, because once the word gets out with all the ladies, they're going to be like, oh, you just whatever, like call Mark's company, like he'll fix everything kind of thing.
So our solution has three legs.
Okay.
One, we are focused on women's health because there are so many underlying conditions that they might need early detection, early diagnosis, prognosis. Second leg is related to next generation of period tracking. In like traditional period trackers, what you get is just they're using a fixed formula to know about the period dates. What we do, we consider other factors like stress level, trips, travels, or even food, nutrition that they might affect. And there are factors on starting the period timing. So this is the second leg. And the third leg is focused on discomfort management, physical pain management, and also emotional and psychological aspect, which is basically for everyone who is menstruating. And we use smart recommendations. We use gamification to get users' data. And then we use different smart algorithms, recommendations to help them to have easier and better days during their cycle.
That's awesome. Actually, you know what? Just keep going. Can you explain more of the structure? I'm just going to send it as is, even with me running to my wardrobe.
Sure. So about the structure, the one thing is that we have different tiers. Like the need for a 15 to 20 years old is totally different than a person from 30 to 35. Mm-hmm. Most of the young people, they have questions about their cycle, like 15 to 20 years old. They have questions about STDs, UTIs. They want to know more about their body. So 20 to 25 has different needs. She maybe wants to know more about how to not get pregnant, how to be safe with STDs and again UTIs. But when we get older, the need is different. Maybe we are planning to have a baby, we are planning to start a family, and then screening gets serious. Getting screened for different cancers, knowing our genetics, knowing our background, and the chance that we might have to be safe. So this is part of the solution when it comes to the health. When it comes to the emotional discomfort, we have a telemedicine platform that we connect. We let your OBGYN, your gynecologist, know about your body's behavior during your cycle. So he or she can have a better understanding and better diagnosis. So this is for the second part. And so it's a holistic approach to women's health in general.
So the patch that you showed me earlier, mm-hmm. is it kind of like non-invasive electrical stuff to help with the cramps, or is it more fancier than I can comprehend right now?
So you're totally on point. So what we have as the wearable is not the mandatory piece of the whole experience. But it's the last piece of puzzle to give that 360 experience. We use a technology to auto-detect the cramp and then mute it. So the person, the user, and the customer doesn't feel the pain.
Okay, I'm just curious. How does it auto-detect the cramp? Is it like the muscles tensing in a certain way or electrodes firing off in a certain pattern?
Exactly. So we use it. So for this technology has been out there for years, but haven't been used for this specific purpose before. So we tailored the technology to just for menstruation and cramp. And this is for the auto detection part. And for the mute part, we use neuron stimulation, specifically with the menstruation pain source to mute the pain.
That's impressive. Yeah, that's two Wow, my dogs are going to be annoying today. So that's impressive. I didn't think about it in that you would use. You really it is. I think at least the early '80s they had this technology, right? It's just gotten better with time.
Absolutely. It's a very old technology. And in the last 20, 30 years, it has been recommended by OBGYNs for the people with severe physical pain that they use TENS units. So we took that technology and tailored it around menstruation pain.
That's interesting. Yeah, because I remember when I was working out a lot, I would use the tensor for my arms when I overworked myself, but I never thought of using it the way you have. That's impressive.
So since the source of pain is different, we use specific frequencies to target the pain. The source of the pain is more deeper than like surface muscle pain. So we spend a couple of months in the lab to come up with a specific frequency and a specific solution with the same neural stimulation technology to mute the pain.
I'm genuinely curious. What is the frequency that you found works the best?
This is something that it needs more details and knowledge, and we can discuss this later in a later time.
Okay.
So what I can say right now is that we have tested the technology many times to validate the technology. We have been working with different universities and had our own focus group for 343 people to make sure that the technology is working, is in place, is valid, and we got 96% success rate.
Wow, that's really good.
It is really good. It surprised us too, because initially we had different rates, but we took the customers' feedback, went to the lab, had short iterations, worked on the technology, and then got back to them. And the latest results that we got was 96%. But in general, the wearable is a very small piece of the whole experience. It's a one piece of puzzle.
So you've already showed us the other two pieces. What's the key to the more important one? If you had to say between the three pillars, you pick this one first.
Health management, women's health management, is the key, because it can save lives. It can save. There are so many people that they end up with miscarriages because of endometriosis or fibroid complications, or infertility is a real thing. It's a huge cost for individual insurance companies when it comes to surgeries because of endometriosis. And in average, it takes 6-7 years in the US to basically diagnose that. So we are here to help with endometriosis diagnosis, early diagnosis, to help OBGYNs and gynecologists to get connected to the users, to their patients during their cycle. So when the user goes to the doctor, visits the doctor, they can have a better understanding of the body's log and behavior.
That's awesome. Sorry for earlier. They decided to go off again. I muted my mic.
Worries.
It was that's so interesting. So the infertility and all the other stuff you mentioned, is this, like you said, known, but it just takes 7 years, or is it with your software, your tech, you can actually shorten the time frame? So
right now, the average it's 7. Sometimes in different countries, it's even more years for diagnosing endometriosis. We potentially can be a solution We haven't done a research on that, but based on the results that we are getting with the AI that we have, it can help to detect underlying conditions, underlying health conditions much earlier and sooner.
You also mentioned it could detect stress and emotional, right?
So not just the stress, so when a person gets on her period,
Okay.
so different discomfort happens. One is physical discomfort, not for all people, for some people. But almost everyone gets through emotional and psychological discomfort because of hormonal imbalance. We help with emotional and psychological discomfort with personalized solution that we have for every person.
Okay.
So some people during their period, they want to be alone. Some people, they don't want to be alone. They want to be with others. Some people, they have specific expectations from their partners, more support, more emotional support. So we let their partners know what they need, and also let that person also know, the person who's going through the menstruation. We give them different recommendations and suggestions to basically lighten up their day. Okay. Maybe it can be an exercise. Maybe it can be a specific food. Nutrition-wise, activity-wise, we give them personalized recommendations to help their life. The solutions that are there in the market right now, they are more period tracking. They don't change the people's days. They just let them be in control of their period timing. That's it. We are the next generation. We help to people to have better and easier and happier days during pregnancy and period.
That's awesome. I mean, especially for future generations with your knowledge and insights, to say your partner is in this much pain and wants X, Y, and Z. Most men, I'm generalizing, I really shouldn't, but most men are pretty dense, and unless you tell them point blank, they're gonna be like, "What?"
Exactly. This is the very important point that you're bringing up. When we did a questionnaire for asked women whether you're happy with the level of support that you're getting from your partners, and even the ones that they said yes, when we asked them, okay, are you expecting, or do you like more support and understanding from your partners? The answer always was yes, because the partner, in most cases, doesn't completely understand the pain and the discomfort level that that person is going through. Mm-hmm. So we can help with that. We can bridge this gap with specific recommendations. For example, we tell Josh, your partner, Sarah, today had a rough day. She was in pain, and these are the things that you can do to help her to lighten up her day. For example, do you want me to order chocolate through Amazon Pantry? Or I know that you are in your workplace. In your way going home, you can order a flower, or you can buy a flower for her. So different things. Or when you're going home, make sure that she doesn't like to be alone, or she likes to be alone. So different recommendations for the partner and for that person specifically, with food, with exercise that might help with the pain. Yeah.
So I'm curious, is this an email I would get, or would it be an actual like like an automated text message being
no,
like, hey?
It's in-app, most of the cases in-app notification that they will get.
Okay. I was gonna say, I'm trying to think of the integration of that many emails going off at once and the text messages. But okay, that would make way more sense. So with paying you the service, would you actually order a box of chocolate for like my wife if I needed you to?
We have a connection that you can connect your Amazon to the platform that can do it for you, or you can do it yourself. We try to be focused on the solutions that we are providing, which is helping the person who is going through the pain with different avenues. We are compatible with Alexa, iWatch, Galaxy devices, and different smart wearables that they can basically get the health information to the app. And also we have different connections to basically Amazon and others. So, but that part is secondary for us. Initially, we are focused on helping the person in pain and discomfort.
So what are some of the protocols for the pain and discomfort? Discomfort, you would say, like, I don't know, meditate more, Lucy. I'm just gonna throw a name out. Someone will get what I'm going for. And it's like you seem stressed, but it's not anywhere near your time of the month. Maybe is that kind of like the stuff you go to, or it's like, oh, today was a rough day, we recommend X protocol?
Very good question. Every person is different. Every body is different,
right,
and every person is different. So, and that's the reason that we have personalized recommendations for people. We don't want to bore people with like general and generic like recommendations, like go meditate. People, they might not like meditating at all, or they want to go shopping therapy. When we know them, then it's going to be much easier to have that personalized recommendation.
So how do you learn without making it sound creepy, how do you learn their patterns, their personal fingerprint? Do you have them take a test, or is just through time with looking at the data? It's like, this is happening kind of thing.
So two parts here. I need to in advance mention about the privacy. We know there are some players in the market, like period trackers, that they had privacy problems. We take privacy very, very seriously because we believe that even though we are we want to be a personalized solution on one hand, on the other hand, it is really, really important that our users, they feel safe, they feel protected. Mm-hmm. So having said that, we ask people questions using gamification and let them know that if they answer this question, we can help them better. We can give them more personalized recommendations. It's just, have you used 23andMe? Do you have a 23andMe account? Or
no, I haven't.
So the one thing that they do is that, specifically for health part of 23andMe, they ask you questions and tell you in advance that if you answer these questions, we can give you more insight about your health, about your body's behavior, about the things that might happen to you. There is a 10% chance, 5% chance that these things might happen to you in the future. So that was the initial inspiration for the base of our recommendation, personalized recommendation.
That's cool. Yeah, I've never done it. I've always thought about it. I from what I tell, I'm a complete mutt, or I could be not kind of thing. That would be awesome to know. But okay, so you use gamification in a good way, because it's like, instead of getting this long list of stuff, it's like, check this. You're exactly. Like, if you click this, I can help you with this. If not, we understand. We'll figure it out later on, kind of thing, right?
Yes, exactly. I'm a fan of Duolingo. Very fan, and congrats to them. They are going public in a couple of.
Oh, good.
They are very soon. So they've developed a very sophisticated gamification process. And that was the inspiration for our gamification in the app, that we encourage users to basically let us know more about them, and also make everything interesting and entertaining.
Okay. Yeah, the interesting and entertaining is very important nowadays.
It is.
So I'm curious then. It's still coming back to me, and is within these list of however many questions, does it also give you a type of personality? Like this is, oh, so and so is a type A whatever, and so is a type C, and then there's this marginal B group, or is it it's truly spectrum individual?
This is what we have done. We have different classifications.
Okay.
So with those classes, when we ask a couple of questions, we can say with 90% accuracy or 95% accuracy, this person might belong to this class.
Okay.
So because of that, she might like this one. So this might be the next question. So every question that we're asking is helping us to classify class and put them in a specific class that can later help us with a better personalized recommendation.
Right. Like we said earlier, generalizing in general is not good, but if you can get a small enough group where it's like, if they follow this path, it's like, I know exactly how to help them, kind of thing.
Exactly. And right now we have a high accuracy because we have trained the machine and with data. And then because of that, we already have a very good accuracy when it comes to those personalized recommendations. So
then with all that information, so that's your key one, the mental, the emotional state. That Amazon integration is just, it's like ringing the bell for me. What is then the other step you recommend if once they do that, but they're maybe, I actually don't know females that well. Maybe something is going wrong this month, kind of thing. Would you also be able to inform them and the partner?
Yes. As part of a health insight. So when we know them and with the telemedicine that we have, it will be much easier that they have access to a specialist, to gynecologist. So they don't, every time that something might go in a different way, they don't need to immediately pay money to an OBGYN and go to doctor immediately. They can ask our specialists, our doctors in the app. So this customer service or consumer, the platform to basically that they can ask their questions and our doctors, they can answer the questions. It's part of the solution too.
Okay, so whatever the monthly fees they're paying, that's integrated with it?
Exactly, that's part of that. And talking about the monthly fee, it's very simple. We have two tiers, $5 per month or $10 per month. With $5 per month, they get premium access to everything. With $10 per month, they get premium access plus a new wearable, a new version of the wearable for free every 2 years. So it's like Verizon and AT&T's business model. As long as you're using the service, the wearable is free.
That would be good because, technology is moving quick. Every 2 years, there's already something new.
Yeah.
So
we are not selling the wearables and hardware. It's part of the subscription service that we have.
That's impressive. I'm just, okay, how did you figure out the pricing model for that to work?
Using different focus groups, A/B testing, and testing the market basically. So we want to make sure that we have that problem solution fit, and then market fit, and then product market fit. So the pricing is really important. And because of that, we have done different tests using Facebook groups, using different focus groups, basically.
Okay, so you did more groups. You didn't do like a pay-per-click to see, this ad made so much money, so many clicks, so therefore you actually did one-on-one with ladies? Both
of them. We've done CPC base. Actually, CPC is one of the fastest. It's expensive, but it's one of the fastest ways to know about your pricing model.
Yeah, that's the big one. A lot of the marketers tell me, they're like, if you have an idea on something, instead of paying a ton of money up front for groups like you, they're like,
Yeah.
run a pay-per-click ad, and they're like, yeah, it's maybe like $1,000, but that'll save you a ton of headaches. Then you can be like, oh, now because of an
Exactly.
85% whatever, I can actually start a group kind of thing.
That's so true.
That's awesome. So then I am curious for you is more of your story and the inspiration of it. Because we kind of just went into the tech, but I wanted to hear your story and the inspiration in more detail.
This is a third business that I'm a part of as a co-founder. And since we had a semi-successful exit from the first one, I had the money to help so we can bootstrap the whole company. I started the first one 15 years ago, first company 15 years ago, and was part of that for almost 5 years. And I learned a lot. And after that, I spent 2 years Silicon Valley-based companies, learned a lot about how you scale a business, how you go IPO. And then started the second business, which I don't consider a big success. We didn't lose money, but we had to pivot and sell the technology. So I was working on that for 2 years. And after that, we started this third business. And it's going good. We got named Startup of the Year by end of 2020. Ooh. By IT World, which is a prestigious award for 15 years. And 2020 for like all of us because of COVID was a bad year. But at the end of it, that this award really put us on the map. And we are so happy for that recognition. And also being part of CES experience, getting to Eureka Park and meeting with different media people, thousands from all around the world. That was really helpful too. And also we are part of the Gold Key program for startups that US government helps to go in, that they go international. We're very honored for all of these awards and accolades. And I had experience of managing 100 plus people in different businesses, especially in the first business. We had a cash flow more than $20 million every year. And I know how to build a business from the idea stage to at least $50 million valuation. So, this is about me, about the team. We have a very good team right now. And specifically, we are focused on agile methodology in general and using the Scrum. We have short iterations and we have sprints, 2 bi-weekly basis sprints that we have a Scrum Master, a product manager that we try to basically have a new release every sprint for our customer base. And gamification people, UI, UX people, great advisors on the side, and kudos to everyone that are helping us with basically everything to help to change the world.
I want to say your business, yes, it's a business, you have to make money, but you're doing a lot of good, and it's a very unsung hero position.
I'm very happy that you asked this. The other day we were driving, my wife and I were driving to Golden Gate Park for hiking. And she asked me, why do you work this hard, 12 hours, 14 hours per day? What motivates you? I told her, when I'm 80 and I want to look back at my life, I want to tell myself, I had a chance and I was able to help at least 50 million people. So we are a for-profit company, yes, for sure. But at the end of the day, my goal as a co-founder is to help as many as people possible. And it's all about maximizing that impact. I see that we are solving a real pain. It is a real pain. And we are changing people's lives. And we want to maximize this. That's the reason we are partnering up with different NGOs in this space. So even though we have a business model for profits, we want to make sure that the peoples in the developing countries that they might not be able to afford our solution, they get a chance to use it.
So interesting. Have you already gone global with this?
Right now, we are detailed conversation with 2 Indian partners. India is a huge market for us. We are talking to a partner in Brazil, and being part of the CES gave us opportunity to know more people in this space all around the world, and they were interested. We talked, and then we after that we have been in touch, talking to them one by one, so we can have co-branding, co-marketing in those specific countries. We want to make sure that we have partner in every region and every country.
Yeah, that's very important, because if you have no one there to report the information back, you don't know if it's going sideways or not, kind of thing.
With the technology is out there right now, and being us a SaaS solution, it's much easier to basically detect and know everything from here, from San Francisco. But in general, for expanding the market, for example, in India right now, we are talking to 2 partners that combined, they have 5.5 million users. So they can bring a percentage of those users to our platform, and then we can help them with their market expansion. So we want to make sure that we can create a win-win-win situation for all of us. Win for us, win for our partners, and win for the user, because the user needs to get the most winning from out of this cooperation.
It is. And one of my guests actually earlier, he was mentioning a lot of the cures for the problems we have, global warming, menstrual pain. He's like, we just have to give for-profit companies just room to breathe, and they will figure it out, kind of thing. He's like, it's not this whole give it to the government. He's like, if you give it to a for-profit, they'll figure everything out, kind of thing, in half the time that it'll take for a government. Am I see a little off on that?
This is this might be a valid point. It needs more discussion regarding the basically regulations. What we see right now in different countries, that they are involved with period poverty. For example, UK has created a force, a team specifically in the government to help with period poverty and period dignity, because different groups, different people, and different countries, they might not be able to give that the best education when it comes to young girls. So it's part of our solution to make sure that we can offer the best educational platform to young people that they are getting started with their period, they are getting started with their womanhood, and with age of like 15 years old people in different countries, that they might not be able to ask specific questions from their parents or their friends, or they might not have direct access to gynecologists and OBGYNs. We want to make sure that they are educated and they are safe and they are healthy. So that's part of our goal too.
That's a very noble goal, because I have to admit, I've kind of become an unofficial Google warrior and looked up stuff, but there's just some things you can't Google. You really need it straight from the source.
Exactly. That, and also because of the stigma around the topic and basically the menstruation being a taboo topic and subject all around the world, specifically in different cultures and in some countries. So we have a duty to make sure that we do our part to move the needle a little bit, so we can have more education and basically have a movement for this is related to equality at the end of the day, that everyone gets a equal chance in the society, in their life, in everywhere, basically.
No, and I picked up on that before you said it. I'm like, that it's the kind of equality where we're not intentionally stepping on someone to make us feel better. It's just even the playing field kind of thing. Knowledge is power.
It is. And also, so the business model wise, B2C is initially our way to go for the business. On top of that, B2B2C, it means that approaching the other businesses, so they get a chance to buy the license and include us as part of their wellness package and offer our solution to their employees, to their that are menstruating. So as part of their wellness package, this is part of our solution too. So it needs more inclusiveness and equality in the workplace.
It does. First thought, being a bit of a negative Nelly, that I am, how would, let's say you sold this to hypothetically Google, so they can be like, oh, certain, like Lucy is, would they actually see it, or more just it's a service, they don't have direct connection to it?
Very, very important question. Absolutely not.
Okay, good.
As I mentioned, we take privacy very, very seriously. That we just let the business know that that they can offer this to their employees. And when they buy the license, then we don't give any information to the business, because we all agree that privacy is really important. And we are doing this, and they are doing this, the business are doing this, because they want to make sure that they're letting their employees know that they want to create this safe environment, and they are focused on the well-being of their team. So it's all about their team to know that they care, the business cares about us.
That's good. No, that's very good. Because, yeah, that's, especially for a woman, I'm just thinking as a dude, if something was tracking at me, that'd be something I definitely would not want my
absolutely
place to know, kind of thing.
This is how it works. When a business tell us, okay, I need 100 license or 100 access or 1,000 access,
okay,
then after the agreement, we let our back end know that for 100 users or for 1,000 users, whatever comes with at, for example, at google.com or at ebay.com domain, then they can use it. They can use the paid service for free, because the business already has paid the fee.
I'm just curious, if they buy in bulk at 1,000, do they get a discount?
We want to make sure that everyone wins, especially the user. So if that's the thing that it takes to make sure that the user and their team members and employees uses that, for sure, yes.
Okay. I'm just curious, because I know businesses would love to shave off $1 kind of thing.
For us, everything is about that maximizing the impact. So that's our North Star, that we want to make sure that we maximize the number of people that are using our solution.
That's truly is the key to any business, but also especially with your SaaS business you've built up. So now that we've established all that, I'm curious about the frequency you found for maximizing efficiency.
You mean different techniques and tools?
Yes.
So that's a very good question. So first of all, we make sure that we really believe in agile methodology, and being agile is really helping us to maximize the efficiency of the team and also the effectiveness. Part of our team is distributed and are working remotely. So we use different platforms like Jira, like Trello, and different apps to make sure that we are productive. We meet every week as the whole team meets, and we play games together. And
That's so cool.
we want to make sure that the workplace is a fun place. And we consider ourselves a family. So we want to make sure that as much as we can, we are understanding about the people. We want to make sure that they have work-life balance. We have a therapist on the side as part of the team, a performance and productivity coach to help people if they have communication problems or misunderstanding problems or motivation or anything that they might go through. That therapist is helping the team so we all can do our part as part of the business.
Okay, just a curious kid question. Do you have ping pong tables at your place too?
Right now, since almost most of the team are working remotely and we want to be inclusive, so we make sure that we have more online games. Okay. So for example, this is what we do. We jump on a call on Microsoft Teams or Zoom, and we play an online game for an hour or two once a week. And me personally, every time I laugh a lot during that time, that I'm basically looking forward to the next one. Every time that I'm basically tired or bored, I think about the next gathering that we have.
That's awesome. Okay. Is it Xbox or PlayStation, or is it like a computer one kind of thing?
It is. We have the very good question that you're asking. So we have. There are a small team that they are playing Xbox too, but in general for the whole team, we go with the games that in the back end is helping with that team building. So for example, we go with two different teams that they compete against each other. So they are basically practicing that team building between each other too.
That's awesome. The only reason I asked is one of my first guests was talking, especially during the heat of the lockdowns. She's like, yeah, it's so funny. I was in a Xbox chat with a CEO and a couple of his managers, and they're playing Warzone talking about their next event.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, that's so cool. But yeah, that's just what I was just curious about the Xbox PlayStation thing, because like, was that a similar concept for you, or was it a specific game you guys work on?
It is.
That's awesome. Okay. I'll get off my little kid box now. So what is your overarching goal, your end game for this company? Is it to go public, or is it to keep it private and help as many people as possible?
Duolingo's IPO announcement is, I'm a very big fan, and when it comes to the exit strategy, for now we are focused on building the business. Either we go acquisition route or going public. It's later on, like in 5 years from now. Right now, we are focused on building that brand and community around the brand, because I believe that you don't sell your business. You build a very good and solid business with a high retention rate, and then build a community around the brand. And when you do that, you have the option of going public or getting acquired by a big player in the market. So right now, even though we have an eye about possible acquirers. We are primarily focused on building the brand and making sure that we maximize the impact and also the quality of the service that we are offering.
Right. Yeah. Especially if you go the IPO route or a SPAC, they might be like, that's nice. You're doing a $10 thing and you have customers, but like we're jacking this up to 100 kind of thing. And that would ruin the whole brand for you. Right.
That might be the case. That actually that happened for some businesses. There are ways to make sure that we protect everyone. So to protect shareholders on one side, but eventually the user needs to be happy. The customer needs to be happy, right? Because without users and without customers, we are out of business. So our first priority is our users, maximizing the impact and making sure that not only they are using the service, but also they are happy and they are excited about the next thing, that the next version of the product, next version of the app that might be in the market.
That's good. Yeah, that's the biggest one. And I feel like public companies are forgetting this, that they're treating their customer like shit, but they expect they're doing it in the name of the shareholders, but it's like you're losing customers, you're losing money, therefore you're hurting the shareholder. If you focus on the customer, obviously the shareholder too, but they're kind of like that 0.2 after the 1, your business will thrive kind of thing.
Yeah. Yes. So on point.
Yeah, and it's just it's a sad trend I see in the market. And it's like it's transactional. You're truly a number, and it's like I love how you approach it. It's truly personalized to the metaphorical Lucy. It's like, hey Josh, your partner Lucy's having trouble today. It's like, wow, that is like, instead of a generic copy and paste kind of email, it's like it's actually personalized, and here's some personal actions to take.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm like, my heart's racing because it's like, this is so cool. This is definitely needs to be heard more.
Josh, we are very excited, honestly, because this is I work almost 12, 14 hours every day, because every morning that I get up, I'm thinking about the goal, the things that we potentially can do. And that really is our main driver, as you mentioned, truly. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's actually quite comforting to know a for-profit company, yes, they have to make money to survive, but they are making a huge impact in so many females' lives that it's one of those, like I said earlier, it's the unsung hero. Everyone loves your work, but it's just kind of like they feel it's mundane.
Yeah.
But you literally found an opportunity and in a good way exploited it to help others, but also help yourself.
So true. Being a social enterprise right now in this era is really important. So that's the reason we are working with different NGOs. We are donating a percentage of our revenue to them. We are working with them to let users in some developing countries use our services that they might not be able to afford, and through those NGOs, and also partnering up with others so we can offer their services with a much better and lower cost to the users. So at the end of the day, I believe that, as you mentioned, we need to be user focused and make sure that everyone who can pay pays and uses the service. Everyone who can't, we should not punish people because they can't afford something.
Absolutely. No, that's what's really, I was kind of picking up on that earlier with how you're saying it. It's like, it seems like if someone can't, he has a percentage of whatever he makes set aside to help them, kind of thing.
Exactly.
So I'm curious, you referenced it a few times. What is an NGO?
It is a nonprofit organization.
Okay. What are they?
So the different NGOs that we are working right now, there are different programs. Period.org is doing a great job. there are a couple of there are one in UK specifically, one in India, that we are talking with them. So we want to make sure that we have a very good partnership with them. As I mentioned, win.
Right. Yeah.
Win for us, win for them, and at the end of the day, a big win for the users.
Massive win for the customer. Absolutely. Do I got you till 12?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Do I only have you till 12 o'clock? Do you have something after this?
I have a meeting after 12. We have a couple of minutes. So.
Okay. Then Mark, absolute honor and a pleasure. I'm definitely going to try to get you on in the future.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you. I really enjoyed your great questions, the detailed questions, and I enjoyed talking to you. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you too. Have a good one,
Thank you so
Mark.
much for having us. Thank you.
Well, congratulations. You made it to the end. You're an awesome person. Not many make it here. So, being the awesome person that you are, can you do me one more awesome favor? Can you rate and review this on whatever podcast services you're using? If you do it on Apple and you leave an actual written review, I have a thing on my website. I will take your written review and post it for all to see. Congratulations, you're permanently sealed on my site. Otherwise, I am trying to do YouTube more and live streaming. I will try to put as many of the YouTube links in the description of the show as I can. So give your boy some extra help over on YouTube. Watch my videos. I just mute it and change the channel, change the window or something. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for being awesome and see you next time.